Hi, everybody. Hi, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm pretty sure you're on the replay. And so I just want to say welcome. We are going to be talking all things modeling and aging, living in the third chapter as a professional model, which is my guest Elaine Charron's gig. She's been a model forever. And I'm so excited to find out what her experience is like in the third chapter. Welcome, everybody. Hi, so good to see you. Thanks, Joanne, for joining. So good to have you here. Before we start, though, before I invite Elaine in, I just did want to mention that I'm offering a one-day retreat in Ottawa in Stittsville. I have one fully booked at the end of this month in May, and then I have one on June the 8th. It's called the Course in Happiness Reboot Retreat. And it's a one-day retreat restricted to a very small group of women. And right now I have 2 spots available for that second date. And so if you're interested, just send me a message through Instagram and give me your email address, and I'll send you the information so we can take a look at that and see if that's something that resonates with you. Hi, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome on in. Oh, thank you. I love these glasses. These are Peepers. I don't work for Peepers, but man, if I ever was going to align with a company, this would be it. They make the greatest reading glasses, and I have several pair around the house. And in fact, I just ordered another pair to put in my purse because the dollar store jobs I was buying were just not cutting it. So we want to have nice glasses, don't we, when we're doing our thing? We want to feel good. Okay, so may I see if Elaine is here yet? I don't see her. But she'll be along soon. So this series called The Third Chapter, Women Living Fully, has been such a rewarding experience, meeting the most amazing women on a different level. You know, we're not talking about life and their children and their grandchildren and, like that. We're talking about their experience in this third chapter. And the third chapter to me is 55 and up. So anywhere in there is good. I've got one lady who's going to be talking with me a little bit later on. She's in her 80s and she lives on a horse farm and takes care of everything on the farm herself. Just saying, that's kind of inspiring. So that's really the intention here, is to learn from each other that there's still lots left in us as we, get in the groove of this third chapter, and to maybe look at how we can surrender the stereotypes, the cliches, the garbage that we've all learned about what it is to live in this third chapter, and to invite in more opportunity, more abundance, a better outlook. I see you there. I'm going to come and get you now. A lot of the lessons that we've learned, from our grannies and our great grannies about what it is to get older, because women today we're in a different zone. Oh, there she is.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Elaine.
Hi, Kathie.
That's Elaine Charron. She's a professional model. She's an incredible human being. I have the great pleasure of working with Elaine at Shepherd's, and I've learned so much from her. We share openly, and it's just been a great privilege and an honor to connect with you and to learn so much about life for you in this third chapter. I think it's going to be really interesting for the people who are joining us on the call. And welcome, everybody. I'll say welcome, but above all, Elaine, welcome to you. How are you today?
I'm very well, Kathie. Ditto. I listen. You have changed my life here, and since we've known each other for many years, but since you've really recently joined us as a part-time model on Fashion Fridays at Shepherd's, we've gotten to collaborate, you and I, quite a lot. And the more I get to know you, the more I love you. It's
same.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I want to thank you for inviting me today. I am absolutely honored and humbled. And I know we've got lots to talk about.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. And I just want to say off the top, I think it was Maya Angelou who was, that wonderful philosopher, poet, friend of Oprah Winfrey, who said there's no room for humility in the world. We need to get over this. We need to just be in the glory of all the things we are. And I'm excited for you to share your story around modeling and fashion and your experience, because you have a lot of it. And I don't think there's any reason to feel humble about. You're fantastic at what you do. You are just fantastic. And I love when I tune into the fashion segments, because you're in pretty well most of them at Shepherd's Fashions.
Mm-hmm.
And I see sometimes the comments women make about how you can wear anything and look beautiful, and it's your attitude and it's your smile and it's the energy that we bring to everything. That's what this third chapter thing is all about. This women living fully. It's all about the energy we're bringing to everything. Before we start talking about the challenges, the tools you use to navigate your third chapter, and the lessons and gifts you're learning, I want to share a little secret with you. That I did a vision board way back. I'm going to say it was like 2012 or 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I still have it beside my desk. And in the center of the vision board is the word model. But I thought it was role model. That's what I was going for. Look what's happened. Look
You
what's
see?
happened.
You,
So be
you,
careful what you wish for, ladies, because it can happen to you.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, Kathie, I would say you are a role model. I guess that's why Marty had wanted to bring you on board with our Fashion Fridays to model, to represent that petite. We get asked that all the time, can a 5'2" person, 5'4" person, 4'11" person, 4'10" person wear the garment? Very legitimate question when you're seeing it on someone who's 5'10", size 2, whatever. Will this fit me? That's what fashion is all about. Does it relate to me? Can I be part of this? Can I wear the latest trends? And how do I wear them? And this is where, since bringing you on board, it has been key, and you've resonated so well with our viewers. They love your presence. They love your energy, and they love the fact that this is your quote, and I love it. Fashion is there to serve me. I am not there to be a victim of fashion. And so, wise words.
Yeah, it really is true. And, I have learned through my experience with you beautiful souls at Shepherd's that it can work for me, that I am part of it. And I love that we can share that energy with the people who tune into the fashion segment, so that they feel, we all want to feel part of something. We all want to feel connected. And I think that's the vibe I get from all of those fashion segments. So anyway, let's talk about you for a minute. Are you okay with me do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So I know you're in your 50s now, but you started modeling a long time ago, right? Can you talk a little bit about your journey getting into modeling and why and that kind of thing?
Yes. Okay, I remember for Ottawans here, I remember there was a mall, Saint Laurent Mall, and they used to host, and I guess every city had them, fashion shows at the beginning of the season, and they'd set up a big ramp, a modeling ramp, and you'd have the models come down, and I must have been 8 or 9, and like many little girls, I was enthralled, and I thought I would just love to be on that stage one day, and I took in every pose and every look and every makeup tip, and it was just phenomenal. So I remember really enjoying the world of fashion modeling. My sister, who's just a little younger than myself, attended a modeling course at, I think it was Ryerson at the time in Toronto, and she was like the real model, the real pro. And I was never a size 2 or 4. I was always the fuller figured girl. I didn't have the inkling to want to be a model size. I didn't want to make the sacrifices. So there. And so my career as a model was, at the time it was very regimented. You had to be a certain size. You had to have a certain look. There was only one look at the time. And I love how things have relaxed now. So modeling for me has brought me a lot of self-confidence, um, and in posture. And since working at Shepherd's, developing my modeling skills even more on the daily has been a very good thing indeed.
Yeah, I mean, I love what you said about I wasn't willing to make the sacrifice.
Mhm.
I think about ballerinas too,
Yeah,
and the lifestyle that they need to have if they want to be in that zone. I mean, in that very narrow niche zone. And
yeah,
you can naturally be a slim person, but you're a curvy
mhm.
woman. This is what we are as women. We're curvy. And I just, my heart hurts for all of the women who deprive themselves of living life so that they could be a size nothing to do something. You know, when it doesn't come naturally to you, it's something you really have to work at.
Yes.
And I don't know, like, I guess it's a big price to pay for what you get. And, you know, good for you if that's the journey you want to take. But I'm very proud of what you said there, because it's connecting with your own truth,
Mm-hmm.
with your authenticity. I'm not comfortable having to change my whole thing to accommodate your slim definition of what a model is. And you know, joining Shepherds, you know, for you is, it's just such a hand in glove situation, because you and I know you don't like it when I say this, but you are iconic. You are a beautiful woman who shows us that we can bring our attitude and fun and not take this stuff too seriously. You ladies all have such a great attitude toward fashion. You make it, you know, available to most of us. You make us all feel like we're part of what you're doing. And above all, you make clothes look really, really attractive. So,
Well, it's about creating a complete look, right? And it's, we love a top, but okay, but now how are you going to make it work? Because you got to wear a bottom, you have to wear a shoe in principle. So you got to put all those things together. But if I can come back to, I'm remembering my journey now, Kathie, now that you're bringing me back. And I just want to say that there have been times as well, like I mentioned, the weight. So in terms of being, a ramp model, there was many shows I just couldn't do. And then in terms of photography back in the days as well, uh, again, there was only one look. And if you did not have that classic beauty, the classic, and we're talking symmetry and so on, that a photographer could just take lots and lots of poses and you would look photogenic in every pose, uh, you were relegated to the back. There was no. So I didn't have the classic looks then. And so that was frowned upon. So I did experience rejection. And I remember feeling, pain and hurt and so on, because I just wasn't pretty enough. I just wasn't that. So that world of fashion that really does exist, like, are you up to the standard? And yes, as you say, coming back to today, I feel that within the realm we work within at Shepherds, that's gone.
yeah.
That's a no-go. It's about your individuality.
And it's just like all the other myths and rules that we love to bust in this third
Yes.
chapter. Those of us who are really with it and interested in life, we understand that the myths and the rules are there just waiting to be broken. Reinvent everything. The world has shifted and changed, and women are waking up to the fact that they're beautiful just the way they are. You don't need to meet anybody else's standard or anybody else's expectation, but
Yeah.
you do have to accept yourself. And it's when you do that you can fully enjoy what you put on your body. And because it's sort of like the reverse is happening now. And this has been my experience at Shepherds and with people I've brought in, you know, as a fun experience just to come in and watch them have a
Yeah.
great time trying on clothes. But to see that they thought they had to work to make fashion fit them, but they're
Mhm.
learning, and we're all learning that fashion is there for us. It's there for us to make it work for us. And that's another piece that I really enjoy about the work that you all put together, you know. And it's I know it's a multi-person effort. This isn't just one person, this is a team thing. Kirsten's very involved, Marlene's very involved. So it's really a hands-on fantastic adventure. But being so now you accepted a lot of defeat early on in your,
Yes.
you know, aspiring career as a model.
Hmm.
But was it in your midlife that you finally realized, hey, you know, this is, I can make this work for
Well,
me?
exactly. So that's when all of a sudden my star began to shine as a model. Well, rules relaxed a little bit in the industry, and I I think as a runway model, I really practiced at it. As I say, I had a love for it since childhood, and I really tried, with my posture and to make a garment look good. And I would like to do a shout out to Wendy Booth, who is a local
Yes.
model here,
Yes.
and she really taught me that. She really taught me, because when you're modeling, of course, you are, in fact, you are selling. You are
Yeah.
selling, or you are bringing a garment to life. Really, is what
Mhm.
it is. And so she really taught me about that, and in being able to to present a garment on the runway, I think in its best light, is where I people started noticing that on me, and boutiques and that were catering to a woman in their 40s and so on, um, liked my look and the way that I presented clothing. So that's when the modeling, yeah, for a long time I just stopped modeling, didn't do it. Then when I went back to it, I really enjoyed it, and I got like a second spurt.
Yeah, I mean, uncovered another gift. Like, this is my time.
Mm-hmm.
I've done all this work and built this strong foundation. I've got the goods. Now I can make it shine. And who would have thought, like, who would have thought when we were younger that at this age, we'd be just coming into our own, we'd be just getting going. It's very exciting when you shift your mindset and realize, I like to think of it as a keyboard. If you imagine a keyboard, we're all on the keyboard, but we're just in different octaves. We're all doing what we need to do. You do you, I'll do me, and it's all just fine. But each one of us has some gift, something we're meant to share in the world. And when you do, that's when you light up. That's when you feel so good. That's why you're such a beautiful energy, because you're in the lane you're meant to be in at this time in your life. And it's so beautiful. You inspire so many women. It really is so special, Elaine. So I hope you know that.
Thank you. I'm going to take a note from the Kathie book and just say thank you.
Atta girl. That's my girl. Good. Okay, so challenges in this third chapter, because you are over 55 now. And so I know that, we have this terrible disease in our society of comparison. We can't help ourselves. It's our ego. But we need to shut that stuff down as much as possible too, and recognize only you have your lane. And that's one of the things I like to teach women is there's just one of you, and we need to make you shine as bright as possible. But in the world of fashion, in the world of modeling, you can't help but look around and see what else is going on. So can you talk about the challenges that you've encountered as you're getting a little bit older as a model? What do you think? Are there challenges?
Oh, absolutely, there are challenges. As much as ageless style presides, okay, sometimes, some manufacturers, some designers will focus more on a younger group. And sometimes, speaking truthfully, I do have to say that sometimes if you see a garment modeled on a younger model, it maybe that's where you want to go. Maybe you want to feel younger, and maybe that image of the younger model will be more inspiring. And so you're going to, that's where they're going to look to. So, and also, I think trying to stay current. I don't like the word trends or on trend, but trying to stay current can be, sometimes you're kind of, racing. Am I still current? Am I okay? Do I still have it? Am I modern looking? Am I modern but not just in the look, I guess. It really is in your mindset. And that's a good thing in the mindset. For looks, it's a constant race. So I would say that ageless is where it's at, and embracing, if it's ageless, it should embrace fashion for every age group. So I don't like to hear something like, well, a 30-year-old would wear it. Oh, and it's, oh, wow, isn't that great? Well, a 30-year-old would wear it. We should all get on that bandwagon. Absolutely not. Like,
right.
How about a 30, a 50, a 70, a 90-year-old?
Right.
Where, okay, now I'm in.
Yeah.
Now I'm happy. Now
right.
I think we should celebrate that.
Well, if it comes back to this idea of, as a model you're always selling, then we're looking at an audience, we're looking at who can we attract to this product. Yeah. So I get it, but I agree with you, and I think it's up to each one of us women to stand in our truth and say, yeah, a 30, a 50, a 60, a 70, and an 80-year-old woman can wear this or not, or whatever. But I just think we need to stand in our power instead of just feeling like we're left out, because we're not, unless we say we are.
Kathie, because you and I had this conversation, right? And you brought me back. Okay, you said, okay, Elaine, enough of that, because maybe I was wallowing in self-pity a little bit.
Well,
I have to say,
understand it though. I understand it. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Elaine, there will be none of that. No.
Yeah.
Okay. I I thought, okay, fine. You're right. I mean, I I relate it to food a little bit. You know, like you go to a restaurant, is a 20-year-old going to eat this and 70-year-old's going to eat that? No. A good plate of food is a good plate of food. A good design is a good design. Like that's it. Okay.
And if
Now,
it's not for me, it's not
not
for
for
me. And that's
me.
okay.
Right. I mean, maybe now at 59, I'm not going to wear the high heels that I wore at the age 20, whatever. That's fine. And that's a physical thing. That's a health related thing. That's, to me, that's different. But you still make it work. You make it work to work for your body shape, for your style, personality, what makes you feel good. Uh, so not so much about
Yeah.
age.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. So, it really is, it's very inspiring for us. And I'm in full agreement with you in the work that I do with shepherds and in the work that I do with the Wellings, because this is a 55 plus community living concept. And we're trying to help people see that your age does not define the results in your life, nor should it. And you should be able to think however you want, dress the way you want, feel good in your life. But you have to shift some old, outdated notions, get them out of your mainstream thinking and replace them with ideas that are relevant to you today, relevant to who you are today.
Yeah.
And don't look at the number on your birth certificate so much, but look at how you feel and how you choose to focus your thoughts and attention. So it's where you focus your thoughts and attention that's going to produce the results you get. So if you are feeling sorry for yourself, and if you're feeling like I'm old and useless and worn and all this thing, well, then that's your reality. But if you feel like, I think I can be more vibrant, I could put this beautiful cobalt blue color on and feel really good in my life and wear a little necklace, like just do a few little things to spark up your day, and you've shifted out an outdated notion for sure. Any other challenges? Any other
Lead by
challenges?
example, right? Which,
Exactly.
okay.
Yes, yes.
Challenges. Well, I would say I could, I'd like to talk about something that really, well, challenges in getting old, just in
Well,
general.
in this third chapter, yeah, you mentioned shoes, and I think that's a really
Yes.
key one too, eh? Shoes, because I've had the same experience. I used to wear, I love pointy-toed
Yes.
pumps with a thin heel, very elongating. I like that idea because I'm 2'3", and I love my height. Don't get me wrong. But now I've had to shift the kind of shoe I wear because they were just not comfortable on my feet. Our feet change as we get older, so
Yeah.
we want to make sure that our shoes make sense to us. They don't have to be ugly, they can still be beautiful, but they need to be comfortable. We need to feel good in our clothes and in our shoes. So good for you for acknowledging changing up your shoes. Not a bad idea.
Well,
It is a challenge.
it is a challenge. It has to be done, and I think the challenge at the moment, again, just because the trend right now is to strong footwear, very menswear inspired, uh, very, very strong. I prefer more delicate shoe, like a ballerina flat, let's say, and I feel that is a shoe that would work with almost anything that I would select to wear. Now, I- you know, they're not always available. They're not all, so, you have to make concessions in fashion, and I think in fashion, that's, again, if I liken something to food, there's a whole array of things available to you. I think you can get anything from soup to nuts, literally. In
Right.
terms of fashion, finding something that works for you within your budget, that will be comfortable, whatever. That is a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's work worth doing if what you want is to feel good in your clothing and your footwear. So, people complain that it's not easy. I know it's not easy, but I like my seamstress is one of my favorite people because I'm a petite and this is just a fact of my life. I love it though. I don't complain about it. I make it part of my thing. So, okay, so I think those are some pretty great examples of challenges that I think people can understand as a model that you've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about some of the tools that you use to navigate through this third chapter?
Mm-hmm. Well, in general, in my life, gratitude, enjoying, really. Here's what I realized the other day: when you lose interest in things, going to see a movie, going for a walk, going to see, the new tulip blooms. When you lose interest in these things, you're going to be sad. You're going to be unhappy. You're not going to enjoy life. When you can enjoy, a nice chat with a friend, something that doesn't cost anything, just like the beauty of real life, the sunset in the morning. Okay. When you can enjoy those things and take them on board, you're going to be a happy soul. So that's a tool, I believe. Start the day off with something happy and then I feel good about. So those tools. And then in terms of related to what I do in terms of work, being organized, like, setting up a good wardrobe, setting up a good, my makeup palette, setting up what I need for my hair and making my appointments for it. So it's all done. Feeling that I've got a leg up on these things are very, very helpful to me. If I don't know what I'm going to wear this week or in the morning with that, it doesn't start off the day on the right note, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then having the I think having the vocabulary and the references to kind of always try to stay on point. And
oh, we've frozen. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay. Yay!
Trying to stay on top as well of what's happening in terms of, how to dress your body shape. So watching those videos on YouTube, really being inspired by the resources that are available. And there are so many nowadays. So that's another tool that I'm grateful for. Just staying on top of things and learning new vocabulary, new ways to present things is essential.
Well,
in any field.
Go ahead.
Yes, pardon me. In any field, I think. Yeah.
For sure. And we didn't mention, and it's important too, you do social media for Shepherds as well as modeling and styling. So you talk about staying current and looking for the vocabulary and the tips and tricks. I mean, it's changing every hour of every day. And there's so much to stay current with. But I commend you again because you've reinvented yourself so many times just in that area of your job as well. Well, that's a tough one.
Thank you, Kathie, but I commend you. You purchased the guy you had recently and started editing your videos, and you're doing fabulously well. You're so good at it. So, what we could say is that, technical skills, if you feel technically challenged, you don't need to become a super whiz at this. But once you start getting a few notions about how to work with tech and how to work with social media, you can do some very interesting things. So that's a positive. We recently went back onto TikTok, Shepherd's Fashions, and so we're kind of navigating to find out what kind of content they want. It appears as though it is the styling hacks, the styling tips that are most useful. And so we're focused on that, and it's a great ride. And you and I have shot a lot of content together related to that, and especially for petites, the Petite Queen series that we do, that you come up with, and I think it's so inspiring, and again, it's being very well received by.
You make a really good point for all of us in our third chapter. You mentioned when you lose interest in something, right? When you lose interest in making an effort to reach out to people, okay? One, when you lose interest in learning new things, being curious is a superpower. It's not just for children. I mean, we're curious when we're kids, but we should remain curious every day of our lives to find out how things work. And I see that energy and that dynamic at Shepherds. And sometimes it's like the ideas are bouncing off the wall. It's so exciting. Yeah. But curiosity about how can we do this? What can we try? How can we bring this in? What can we do? This keeps us ageless.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You've got it, Kathie.
That curiosity keeps us ageless. Yeah.
Yes.
And I love that too, that I think one of the things you do, and I've encountered it in other ladies at Shepherds too, is you're very interested in what people are all about. Tell me about yourself, because everybody's got an amazing story. And when we start to dig into their story, we find out, wow, like I didn't know, Jean Perry, for example, with her horse farm, she's in her 80s taking care of a horse farm. So until we ask these questions of each other and be curious about other people, we don't learn new things. So it's very fine to say, I can't do that. It's okay to say that, but you can. You really can. It's just you have to have a willingness to learn something new. And I do find it keeps me feeling ageless. The more I learn, I just feel more confident. I'm sure it's the same with you.
Absolutely. And I love how fashion, I mean, in this world that I work in, I love how fashion brings people together. People come in and, finding again the right attire, or maybe watching our videos, and we're always chatting, all the models together with Marlene, whatever, talking about everything. Um, it, it brings people together. It makes fashion fun and achievable, creating a daily look achievable. And fashion has united us in so many ways. Oh, we're I can't say how beneficial that is and what a good feeling it is. And as you say, you start from fashion, then you ask the questions, you get to know somebody else and their journey, and it's everybody's journey is for everybody.
Well, we all have to get dressed. That's what Marlene and I were talking about. Everybody has to get dressed, so you may as well not have as many clothes as you think you should have, but make sure you love them all. Make sure that everything in your cupboard is something you're going to put on your body, and then enjoy it. Have
Enjoy
fun.
it. The first time I heard, fashion has to express you, I have to say, I had no clue what that meant. What do you mean fashion has to express me? What do I have to say about fashion? I'm just a consumer. No, then finally I learned that everything you select to put on can be an expression. Or maybe it's just maybe you just want to go the route where I saw this all on Pinterest. Okay, I'm going to create that look. I'm not going to worry about it. I know I look good in this. That's fine. But every element that you put on can express how you feel inside. And as we now know, when you do that and you create that look, you will shine. It is about what you are expressing to the world. And usually it's positive.
It's not a small thing. That's what I've learned. It's not a small thing because it feeds your self-esteem.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons I really love connecting with the petite queens through Shepherds is, many of us have felt left out of fashion for a long time. And I know I'm not the only group. There are many groups who feel they have been left out, but more and more, as I like to say in general, women are waking up to the fact that they are important and they matter, and that they should feel good in their clothing and they should feel good in their life. And I think many of us bring tools to help people do that, and they just have to start implementing them. And I mean, I was in there a couple of weeks ago with one of my coach clients, and it changed her life. She came out of it saying, I had so much fun. I didn't know you could pair clothes in different ways. I always bought a shirt to go with a pair of pants. But I mean, this was my journey too for a long time. So she isn't alone. And I'm sure many of us, can use fashion as a tool to express ourselves. And I don't mean to make it sound trivial, because it's
No.
not. We want to get dressed and feel good in our clothing. And yes, I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on in the world, but we can take this moment to say, if you get up in the morning and you put on an outfit that makes you feel good, you're going to be better in the world for other people too. So every one of us can make a difference.
Absolutely. And Kathie, you can speak more to this than I can, but apparently we do when we visually see someone, we quickly make an assumption about them, right or wrong, right? So do you want that assumption probably to ring true to what you are, and put your best foot forward every day?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I am one of these people, if I'm not dressed with a little bit of makeup, whatever, I don't perform as well. I don't work as quickly. I do feel as though when I feel put together, my mindset is also more put together and ready to roll, So I do think that fashion is, as you mentioned, is very important on many fronts.
Yeah. And it makes sense to me that you would say something like that, as a model and somebody people are looking to have that vibe of being put together, that makes a lot of sense. But they say you have one chance to make a good first impression.
Yes.
That's what you get. One chance to make a good first impression. Now, a lot of people don't care what that impression is. And I understand that. And that's okay. Because here's the other thing, we don't know what's going on in somebody else's life. So we may see them on a day when their mother just passed away.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we should be very careful about how we are judging others when it comes to fashion. By the way, that's the theme we're going to be talking about on Fashion Friday tomorrow, is criticism of other people around fashion and in general, because we spend a lot of time and energy judging and, being critical. Yes, yes, somebody's making a comment about getting out of their comfort zone through fashion, and that's what she loves about what you guys do at Shepherd's. It's such a welcoming vibe, is what she says, and I fully agree. That is so true. It's a community. It's a beautiful community that's been built over many years. So okay, can we now move on to, okay, so one thing we both have in common is we both do a little Botox to help us, yeah, to help us navigate. And I find it just, it's not really even that noticeable. It's just something that I do that makes me feel better. And I know you've been a proponent of it for many years, not uncomfortable talking about it. How do you feel about that at this stage of your life?
Well, to me, it uplifts my mood. I just want to look like me, but with a little less wrinkles, with a little less frowning. So I think that's what it's accomplishing. Nothing more. I'm not looking for the fountain of youth. I'm not looking to look like I'm 20 years old. And I think that not many of us are wanting to achieve those, results. So it's just a little tweak
Yep.
that makes me feel good, like using hair color or mascara
Yeah.
in the morning. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah. And these are choices and decisions. We both color our hair.
Mm-hmm.
These are choices and decisions that every woman has a right to make for herself. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You just want to feel like your best self. That's all. That's really how I look at it. I feel like my best self. And I don't mind being the age I am. I love being the age I am. I think aging is a privilege and an honor.
Yeah.
I just want to feel good in how I'm doing my thing. So, there's no judgment. There's no need for me to judge anybody else for letting their hair go gray or not or whatever. I'm so free of all of that attachment. I don't care. Not that I don't care about other people, but I don't care how you decide to do it. Just do it so that it makes you feel good. If it makes you feel good, that's going to show up.
That will, again, that smile, that's what it's about. To each their own. And
Yes, ma'am.
I'm always open on the subject if someone wants to ask me about it, whatever. I love to give out my secrets on that, because I figure, well, I get it done and it's been beneficial for me, for my peace of mind. And so if someone out there wants to do it, hey, by all means, you
Right.
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's wrap up by talking about the gifts and the lessons that you're uncovering in your third chapter, Elaine.
Mm-hmm. Well, every day here at Shepherd's is a gift. So in my professional life, it's a gift. I'm surrounded by a team that is very positively minded, that wants to move forward, that's very focused on our clientele, on our customer base and our viewers. And our viewers are amazing. We have such a wonderful group of women that give back to us with positive comments. Positive ways to view the world, and again, using fashion just as a tool to feel good, but they're happy people, or we add to the joy in their lives. And so for me, every day is a gift here. And sorry, second part of your question.
It's gifts and lessons. It's okay.
Well,
You
lessons,
got it.
right. Well, as I think we mentioned, the lessons are, enjoy, express yourself, but don't take the physical at face value. Dig a little deeper, get to know people, ask them questions, and enjoy them. Enjoy your time with them. So that is a lesson. And don't take fashion too seriously, and don't think that fashion is just for young people. Remind yourself of that. That is what I do. Remind myself of that. Fashion is for people of all age groups to enjoy as much as you want to.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, you're a star. You're just a star. Before we go, if anybody here on the call has questions for Elaine about her third chapter as a fashion model, please feel free to pop something in the comments. And if we have time here, we can take a couple of questions. So I don't know if anybody has a question. I've seen a lot of people popping in and out here, so it's been so lovely talking with you. And you know, as we continue to learn and grow together, Elaine, you know, I know that we're spreading a little bit more goodness and a little bit more light, and that really just, that makes me so happy to inspire other people to want to do better in their lives in some way is really what it's all about. So congratulations on all of your success and continued success. And we'll be together tomorrow for Fashion Friday.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about criticism, criticism of others, because that's it. Oh, I love this. Elaine, I so admire your grace. Do you have any goals for yourself in this next chapter? What are your goals?
Right. I'm a person who kind of lives to by moment. So professionally, long term, I'm not sure. I would like to, in terms of social media, I would really like to focus more on getting style tips, style hacks, ways of dressing in short video form to inform, and that will be engaging and make people happy. Style tips that people will really want to use. Okay, that. And then in terms of goals as a person in my third chapter, I want to be more positive. I don't always reach out to people and thank them for their gifts, what they bring to the world, or how they make me happy. So I want to do that more often. I want to spend more time with my my parents. I enjoy them. They're in their fourth chapter. They're in their, you know, they're up there, and they're so wise, and they're fun, and I want to spend some quality time with them. So lots to look forward to, I feel.
Of course. Yeah. Yes. Well, you are a blessing in all of our lives. You are a blessing to your parents. And I'm sure they're very proud of you, Elaine. And I'll look forward to tomorrow. We'll have more fashion fun. Shepherd's Fashions tomorrow for Fashion Friday at 10 a.m. See you then. Thank you very much for joining us, Elaine. Bye for now. And see you next time for the next edition of the third chapter, Women Living Fully. I'll keep you informed when that's coming up. Bye for now.
Thanks. Bye-bye.